Welcome into the Pigskin preview presented by BetMGM. Nick Roush and Adam Luckett here to gear you up for the home stretch of the 2025 college football season. Only 3 weeks remain, already at week 12. If you blinked, it was gone just like that. We're in mid-November. I can't believe it, Luckett. But I am excited because there's a lot of great matchups at the end of the season.
Nick made a Heisman wager today, and it's a long shot.
All right, hold up. Let me kind of consider what it could be. I'm going to pull up the odds on BetMGM real quick, because there's not. I feel like a long shot is the only way to play because it is pretty wide open
Right.
this year. Is it Pavia?
Not Pavia.
Because it's just not. I mean, Mendoza's a good story. It probably should be saying, but nobody really cares because Ohio State's boring. Did you go Jeremiah Love?
I did not.
Then Marcel Reed.
I did not.
Who?
Haynes King at 100-1. Let me explain.
Okay.
They're what, 8-1, 9-1?
Yep.
This guy's got he's been playing through eye injuries and all this stuff. He's going to run for over 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
They play Georgia on Black Friday at 3:30.
Yeah. So that's the moment.
That's the Haynes King Heisman moment. Then they win the ACC championship the next week. They go to the playoff. It's probably a dumb bet because they're probably just going to give it to Mendoza, because I don't think they're going to want to vote for Sayin, because it's going to be like, are we really going to vote for the guy who's not even the best player
on his team? Yeah,
on this team. And he's not. He has good numbers. They're not like these. It's not like what the Mac Jones numbers.
Right.
And Mac Jones didn't even win the Heisman. So for me, Mendoza's a safe bet. Ty Simpson has really kind of fallen off here lately. Marcel Reed, I just don't see that. Pavia, I think they're going to lose too many games. Gunnar Stockton, no. Jeremiah Love knows. King, I think, is ripe to kind of have this big close. It's a long shot, but hell, 100-1.
Yeah.
I think if you played this season 100 times, he will win the Heisman more than once. So I like the value there. And I think it sets up well for him. And he's going to have this kind of unique statistical season where he's going to run for 1,000 yards, 15, 16, 17 touchdowns, pass for a bunch of yards. And he is that team in a lot of ways. So give me Haynes King 100-1 here. We'll let it ride, see what happens.
I don't know if that Heisman moment will happen this weekend at Boston College. They are 60.5-point favorites in Chestnut Hills.
Yeah, consecutive 300-yard games passing here for Haynes King.
Yeah.
So he's getting in the
games.
He's getting in the Greg Jennings mode here, and he's got the big marquee game against Georgia at the end of the year, and he's going to play on Conference Championship weekend. Give me,
there you go,
Mr. Haynes King.
You heard it here first from Adam Luckett. We're going to talk about that Georgia game a little bit later, but I wanted to mention a couple of the other big games happening around the college football world this weekend. I'm fascinated by Alabama, Oklahoma, because I think the only bet you can make is Alabama because of A, Kalen DeBoer versus ranked teams, B, revenge spot from last year's loss. But at the same time, it feels like Oklahoma is kind of turning a corner while Alabama has struggled. And I don't know how much of it is Oklahoma turning a corner in so much as they've just figured out how to run the football. And that balance is what they were missing early on in the year. So in my mind, I'm just worried that if I was to bet on Bama, that September John Mateer returns with a running game, and we could have ourselves a good old-fashioned shootout that goes down to the wire. So I cannot wait to watch this game on Saturday. It's going to be awesome, but I can't walk to the window and get on the Crimson Tide side when they need to win by a touchdown.
Or did Oklahoma just get in the styles make fights situation the last two games with Ole Miss and Tennessee, where they're tempo games?
Yeah, but I mean, Alabama, I think, would be willing to get into a shootout. If Oklahoma can dictate that style, I think they'd be willing. Ryan Grubb, okay, fine. I'll
Yeah,
throw
I
it.
just think Bama's defense is a different level than those last two. 43.5, my play there would be the under if I had to get aside. It's a race to
So you're not.
what was it? What was that game? 20-3 last year? Oklahoma, Bama?
Something like that, yeah. Boat race. And the total right now is 45.5 on BetMGM.
Yeah, and then Bama, all their games have been kind of when they've gotten to 30, the other team is in the teens. You know, most of the games, if they're close, have been in the 20s. So that's where I would be looking.
Styles made fights last week at Kinnick. Iowa dragged Oregon down. I had Oregon covering most of the game. They give up a 97-yard Iowa touchdown drive that ends on a 4th and goal QB run, which is just the most Iowa thing ever. Oregon ends up pulling it out. Now Iowa's got to go on the road. There's 6.5-point dogs in the Coliseum to USC, where this is basically the race for the top of the second tier of the Big Ten. Is that fair?
I mean, USC is the only, I would say, shoe in to if they went out here to get that bid to get the bid. If the Big Ten has a lot of 9-3 teams, it gets a little muddy for them. So the Big Ten, in the office, they're going to be cheering for USC.
So maybe there's some people in that replay
but
who turn the other way.
But with that said, they still got to go to Oregon. USC is probably their best bet to get a bid at 9-3 because played Notre Dame in the non-conference.
Mm-hmm.
They've actually played a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah.
Had to go to Illinois, drew Iowa, who played at Nebraska, who probably finished 8-4, 9-3. So, you go through their schedule, they could actually get in at 9-3. Where Iowa, I don't think that's happening. I don't think they're getting in at 9-3.
Yeah. The close losses at home. If you're an Iowa fan, you're like,
well, the Iowa State loss is not aging well.
No. But man, they had Oregon and Indiana both on the ropes. Couldn't escape with either of them. That's a signature win to add to the resume.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think USC can get it done though? I mean, this is a very big contrast, right?
Yeah. I do. Iowa's defense is on a hot run, but we've seen some teams get out and score on it, like the Rutgers. They were able to get out and throw the ball and score on them. You get them out of Kinnick, that's more advantageous, I think, to USC. So I like USC here. I think they'll be able to score enough to get there. The one thing you worry about is USC's run defense is atrocious, and Iowa can really run the football. Mm-hmm. So I think there's definitely a situation where they get a lead, and then USC is in comeback mode, and then the turnovers start happening.
Yeah, no. They can do that. Shout out to Jaden Maiva, who had the strip. He kind of pulled a Cam Miller, right? Last week.
Yeah.
He stripped the pick, and that changed the game for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that
they kind of mess around with their food, and then they just pulled away. I mean, Northwestern's like a mini Iowa in a lot of ways. And then you look up, and it was just game over.
Which they're playing at Wrigley Field this weekend. Which we've seen the 11 o'clock local kickoff in Evanston with the high grass against Michigan. That's what it feels like it needs to be this Saturday at Wrigley. I hope the grass. I hope it looks like the cornfields at the Field of Dreams. They're just moving slow, run the ball, pound the rock.
Yeah, that one. I looked at the under here.
You have to
low total. I think it's 41, but Michigan's laying 11.5, which feels like a very steep number to be laying in a game that I think could very well be like 13-7 or 17-10, 20-13, 20-10. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored.
Well, you know what? We might have some more unders on our weekend wagering menu. There's one more game that just missed the cut for me. And look, I hope I'm not late to the Friday night ACC chaos because I didn't slam or jam or hammer it when Louisville upset Miami, and you could sniff it coming. But this one is not on my official card. But, I mean, I can tell you how Louisville season's going to end. They're going to beat Clemson. They're going to give up a ton of points at SMU, probably lose, and then it's going to be a back and forth shootout against Kentucky in the season finale. Like, this is just what they I feel like I've seen this before. Oh, the one reason why I didn't make my official picks is just because the last month in October, Louisville's defense has been slipping, and Clemson has actually figured out some stuff offensively.
Right.
But just the spot, I feel obligated to take it because this is the ideal bounce back. Just like how you could sniff the cow win coming, I can sniff the bounce back coming. So
Clemson is 8-1 against Louisville. Louisville got them last year, snuck up on them last year.
mm-hmm.
They're laying points here. They haven't covered a game as a home favorite.
Haven't covered a game at home, period.
Yeah. Well, they have. Yeah, they haven't been a dog at home yet. But yeah, I don't. It just feels like the game Dabo wins. I'll say that.
Okay. See, that's why I need to talk
Like,
it out before I put my hard-earned American dollars on it.
If they had Brown, I'd agree with your logic.
Right.
But they are a different football team without him. Like, they're way different. They don't have as much bite on offense. They have, Lacey is a good number 2, Bell's a good number 1, but they're not. With the combination of them and the quarterback play they're getting right now, it's just not very dependable. Like that you can go to it all the time. But Brom is not going to quit doing that. So it's like, and then you get in a situation like last week where you could tell there was some all right, we got to protect the quarterback here. Like we can't have a bad turnover. The defensive slippage. The one reason I think Louisville, I would be all over this, but Clemson's got a weird running back situation. Like Dabo did the thing. I'm not getting a portal back. I'm going to play a big receiver. You're going to play running back for me this year. And that's their running back, which is inexcusable. Like they should have gone out and got any of the running backs in the portal would have been an upgrade. You just plug them in and I think their offense would be in much better shape. But it's going to be an ACC game. There's going to be chaos. It's going to be a roller coaster. And so which side? I actually probably like the under as much as anything in this game. I don't have good feelings about this. Well, for the Louisville side, their offense is not trending in a good direction.
No.
Like he had to gadget play the crap out of that Miami game for them to score. Like it was a great coaching job.
Mm-hmm.
But Moss right now he's
not good.
He's on the struggle bus. He's just really struggling. Their whole offense really was Isaac Brown there at Virginia Tech and against Miami. They found something with Kewan Brown.
He's good, but he's not just go score a 50, 60-yard touchdown. Like the explosive plays.
Isaac Brown, you can run a draw on 3rd and 15, and he's got a decent chance to
score a touchdown.
He's a walking explosive play.
Yeah.
So he's got a decent chance to convert it. And I think they converted 2 of them there against Miami, and I think they converted 1 against Virginia Tech. So, without him, it's a big deal. And the defensive slippage has just kind of been the track record for them recently. They start fast, and then it starts to, come apart at the seams a little bit once you get into November.
As much as it doesn't break my heart that they don't have their best player, I was just going to hammer Isaac Brown overs for the rest of the year. And as soon as
once he got healthy,
it was like, man, this is just free money. I mean, hell, he hit one of them in the first half, I think, against Virginia Tech. It's like, yeah, oh no, there it goes. There goes our free money. But I not back this week. Don't think he'll be back for the rest of the season. So huge loss for Louisville. Either way, should make for a fun Friday night of ACC chaos. It's always fun. I wouldn't qualify it as legendary, but you can make it legendary with BetMGM. BetMGM has all of here's the thing about that I love about BetMGM. They're going to take care of you, right? Once you sign up, they're going to give you tokens to boost your profits. You usually get a Thursday night pro football, no sweat token. There's also college football, college basketball, odds boost tokens that I love to play, maybe buy a point here or there to make the odds a little bit better. And they're going to take care of you when you make your first wager with BetMGM. Just use bonus code ON3 and you'll get up to $1,500 on your first bet with your first wager on BetMGM. So if that doesn't win, you're going to get all your money back in bonus bets up to $1,500 with BetMGM when you use bonus code ON3 when you sign up today. So download the BetMGM app, use that bonus code ON3, that's ON3, and make this college football season legendary with BetMGM. See BetMGM.com for terms, 21 plus only. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona, 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts, 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa, 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico. That first bet offers for new customers only, subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Mr. Luckett, I got it close, and then last week went 1-2. You went 2-1, so we got a little bit more work to do this week.
Nothing is worse, Nick, than losing an under in overtime.
Yeah, that bites. That really does bite. The thing is I think in my overall weekend I went exactly 500, which then I'm just paying the rake and it's kind of annoying. But hey, I can't be too mad about a 500 overall weekend. So let's go ahead. Let's get this right. Let's just win them all. Let's get a sweep. We're due for a clean sweep. Let's get it right. Luckett, what's your first play of the day this weekend?
Scott Satterfield, big home game, noon, hosting Arizona. Cincinnati, still in the playoff hunt, still in a good position to get to the Big 12 championship game. So give me the road dog. Arizona, +6 here. Arizona has a good defense. Noah Fafita's numbers-wise, he's having a big year. I think he's got 23-4 touchdown interception ratio. Arizona has a good running game. I think they've got the offense to have a very nice day against a Cincinnati defense with some holes. I think they can go in and win this game outright. So give me the Wildcats.
Scott Satterfield in a big moment at home late in the season feels like the moment to fade. I don't blame you one bit for taking the Wildcats from old Tucson. It should be Tucson. Tucson sounds way cooler than Tucson. Get off your high horse. Let's go
Why
Tucson.
not? Tucson.
Oh man! All right, for my first play, I'm hoping for chaos in our favorite conference of chaos in the ACC. We mentioned it earlier this week, the scenario where Duke somehow wins out and they still don't get into the college football playoff as the ACC champs. They've been talked about a lot, and meanwhile, Virginia's still Virginian around. I'm ready to see this game spiral into a shootout. Virginia's been good about kind of mucking it up and playing low-scoring affairs, but this is all Duke does. They are 7-2 to the over this year. They're going to throw it around the yard. Give me the over in Duke UVA. Chandler Morris, the Virginia quarterback, he did get injured last week, but he's back at practice. So I'm confident he's going to be there. And we see Duke get into another shootout in the Conference of Chaos, over 58.5.
Yeah, I believe that number is 5, 6, and I lean Virginia there. I was waiting to see what the status of Morris like later in the week was going to be.
It actually, when I saw it earlier today, only 4. And I think it's because Morris is trending towards playing.
Yeah, I think they can win that game outright. Duke is just, they're like the old school Big 12 team, right? They're like a Patrick Mahomes Texas Tech team. If Patrick Mahomes Texas Tech team got to play in the ACC.
Helmami, Kentucky, just
so
a lot of points.
They're going to score a lot of points, but they can lose games. UConn got them last week. Every time they've stepped out of conference, they haven't looked good, but they've rolled in the league. And they had no business winning that Clemson game 2 weeks ago. They kind of stole that one. But yeah, I kind of like Virginia here. It's an important game, to your point. ACC title race. Both teams have one loss in the league. The winner here is going to be in really good shape with the last 2 weeks. with some winnable games ahead for both of them.
We'll see how it all plays off. That's a 3:30 kickoff, I believe. No CW. I would like the over a lot better if it was on the CW. That's where things can get a little hinky. Who you got for your second pick?
Yeah, we're sticking with the Big 12 here, Nick. This is a Big 12 Saturday. Going back to Lubbock, playing another under. UCF at Texas Tech.
Oh, man.
Under
UCF
48 and a
cannot
half.
score. They cannot
UCF,
score.
their offense stinks.
Yeah.
But their defense is spicy, a little salty.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech, top 5 defense. They're like in the conversation to me, best defense in college football.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is awesome. Their offense is iffy.
Yeah.
I like the under here. Senior day in Lubbock, riding the under train that is the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
This is a crazy spread because the total's 48.5 and Texas Tech is a 24-point favorite. So I'm bad at doing projected final scores, but
you're looking at 31-13, 33-15 gets you to 48. What was the total? What was the number?
48.5, 24-point spread.
Well, I was wrong. That's 18. So you're looking at 35-13, 34 something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I always ask ChatGPT to figure it out for me because algebra, it's been a while since I've been in algebra.
Yeah, 35-12 gets you to 47, and that's 23. Yeah. So you're like your mid 30s to low teens is what you're looking at.
So
as we try to do math on
on the fly,
I'm usually pretty good at it, but that one I couldn't get down.
I do like the logic. UCF, if you look at some of their recent scores, it is 30-3 against Baylor. They scored 3 points. 20-11 against Cincinnati.
And that was a late touchdown. They got a late touchdown in that game.
They did that, man. They did score on Friday night against the Cougs. That was one where I did bet UCF money line last Friday, and their quarterback gets hurt. Former Indiana guy. What's his name? He was the basketball player's brother. That was really good for him. Now I can't think
Taven Jackson.
Jackson, yeah. What was the basketball player's name? That was great for like 3 years.
Trace Jackson Davis.
Yeah, that's like his brother or something.
Yeah.
But he got hurt in the fourth quarter. They put the backup in, and there's this little Italian kid that can run it all around the yard. He throws one to the end zone, and it gets picked off, and it's like, the money line. It was right there for the taking. But, to your point, that might be one I ride with you. I rode with you last week in that Texas Tech under, and it paid off handsomely. For my second selection, I'm taking an under as well. And I texted this to you separately because it's late in the fall. The leaves are turning. It's a top 25 game. And Kirby Smart, he's ready to get in a rock fight. He's ready to play in the mud. This is officially Kirby Smart under weather. Texas, Georgia. I know that Georgia has seemingly turned a corner offensively because they've gotten more explosive in the run game. And Arch Manning's looked better in the passing game. But we saw what Georgia did to Texas in 2 matchups last year. They find a way to find a way. They're going to find a way by keeping this one ugly, playing methodical football, and they're going to get it done by winning a sloppy under in between the hedges. Give me the dogs.
Yeah. If you think this is going over, basically a team has to get to 30.
Which that seems like way too many points against either one of these defenses.
Yeah, in this game, both of these run games are going to have a tough time.
Yeah.
It feels like a game quarterback don't make a mistake. These two teams played twice last year. Texas is obviously not as good as they were last year. I think Georgia's probably a little bit better. But those were 2 total slugfest.
Yeah.
Those games. I think this one plays out a little similar. Georgia played Alabama. It was like a 24-20 game. The Auburn game was like 20-10. Florida was 24-20. The only one to really get away was when they played the Mississippi schools, which play in Tennessee. But what do the Mississippi schools in Tennessee do? They play tempo on offense.
Yep.
Texas is not going to do that.
Nope.
I like the under here.
Yeah. Kirby Smart under weather. Hope you're prepared. Bundle up. Buckle in. Who you got next, Luckett?
Yeah, Big 12 after dark. Hypnotoad at night in Provo plus 4.5 against BYU.
Oh, fading Brigham Young again.
Both these teams coming off losses, but TCU is, I think, a little better than their record. I don't think BYU's as good as their record. TCU's won 5 in a row in this series. This was an old Mountain West, rivalry. BYU's got bad numbers at home as a home favorite. I like TCU here. They got in my opinion, they got the better quarterback. They struggle to run the ball, but I like them to hang in here. I think they can go in and win this one outright. It's a motivated spot for TCU. I mean, that was an embarrassing kind of home loss last week against Iowa State. Meanwhile, Texas Tech, that was almost like an eggs in the basket game for BYU. So I'm interested to see how well they bounce back. BYU, all they do is play close games. So I like TCU here to hang within the number. So give me the Frogs plus 4.5.
I do have an update. The number is up to 49.5 in Texas, Georgia. So I had to make sure I got my units in. Units. We're using multiple units for that game. Love that under. Just absolutely love that under. We might be using more units, especially once those boost tokens come out the day of the game. So love me some Kirby Smart under weather. This game I don't love as much, other than I feel like it's a no-brainer from a talent perspective, from a where the teams are perspective. Because low-key, Jonathan Smith might get fired after only 2 years. I mean, Michigan State has just been bad.
They could go
And
winless, I think, in Big Ten play.
they've been really, really bad.
And they barely beat Boston College, and Boston College might be the worst power conference team, not named Oklahoma State.
Yeah. Things are just really, really ugly there. So give me Penn State going on the road. I have a little bit of worries about just
right.
They've done a great job of not giving up, but at what point does that end up happening?
I read something this week, and I thought it was a great line. This came from Kirby Smart. When they were playing Florida, he told his team they have interim juice because of the interim coach bump, but interim juice doesn't last 60 minutes. It doesn't last multiple weeks. Like, does Penn State is the interim juice gone now after that, empty the tank game last week? 2 empty the tank games, right?
Yeah.
Ohio State and Indiana back to back. That would be my concern.
And that's part of the reason, though, why it's like, well, they did it twice. And I know it was different because those games were at home. But now you actually have a chance to taste victory against a team that's 6-12, ATS as a home dog since 2018, and just really, really stinks.
Right.
Grunkmeyer, too. He doesn't have the same kind of Cutter Boley vibes, but there is hey, this guy could be good for us. Let's cut her loose and see what happens. So I'm going to take. I think SP Plus had this at 14, and the line is 7. So Penn State -7, my third and final pick.
Yeah, he was another Ohio quarterback that camped at Kentucky one summer.
Yeah,
and then he kind of blew up. Ended up going to Penn State, but yeah, it's just that's a weird game. Like that one's just weird.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
because it could just be Michigan State just might stink, and they might have let go of the rope. Like, or does Penn State if they let go? Like, which team has let go of the rope here? If you could,
quitter leaves town.
Yeah, if you've got the intel on that, I think that would be very valuable.
The battle for the land grant trophy. Like you can't let go of the rope in the battle of the land grant trophy. I mean, it's one of the biggest damn trophies in college football.
It is one of the biggest. Yes, like literally. Yeah, that's about all it's got going for it. But yes,
there is. Yeah, because it's just a big wooden shelf with a trophy on top. There is a picture of somebody from Penn State holding it that the New York Times shared, and it is as large as this player. Like it goes from his knee pads up over his head. So Land Grant Trophy, their motivation all-time high. Give me Penn State. I also got the under in the Georgia game. Duke, Virginia over. Luckett's having a Big 12 Saturday. He's taking the Dogs at Arizona over Cincinnati. Texas Tech under, and then the Hypnotoads at TCU over BYU. One more plays on Luckett's Locks, KSR Plus. It's coming this Friday, and hopefully a fun Saturday where we don't have to sweat it too much. Where Kentucky takes on Tennessee Tech at 1:30 on SEC Network Plus. Kentucky's 21.5-ish point favorite, but Mark Stoops 5-6 ATS against FCS foes. So
in the odd years, been very, very close.
been very odd, one might say.
Ever since 15, like 3 of the 4 games, the other team has been winning in the fourth quarter. The road team has been winning in the fourth quarter.
And you're playing an undefeated team, and certainly.
And this is the best. This is the best FCS team they've played in the Stoops era.
Buckle up. Should be a fun Saturday of college football. We'll have you covered front to back on KentuckySportsRadio.com. For Adam Luckett, I'm Nick Roush. Best of luck. Go Cats and go Kroger.